Hello, team. Hello, hello. We've been talking about our programs before you hit record, but it's Wednesday, October 25th. And oh my gosh, are you guys ready? Like, are you guys ready for the truth bombs that obviously are coming our way? Because when Jessica
Woohoo!
Mayer speaks, the truth comes out, right? Like, I love it so much. And I'm super excited. And I've got like some fun stuff to share too. But Jessica Mares, are you in the house with your Shakeology?
It's strawberry vanilla.
Yum. Sidebar, have you tried Daily Sunshine?
I have. I loved it. Henry loved it too. It was really good.
It's really good. Both my boys like it both like just mixed up, like shaken, or kind of Shakeology style with like the banana and like mama sneaks in some spinach and the peanut butter and all that good stuff. So
Mhm.
good. It's really good. All right, girlfriend, are you ready to rock this?
I am.
I'm excited.
So,
Hold on, I need to give you a cute little intro. Although I do this all the time, but so you guys, Jessica, as some of you may or may not know, Jessica is my personal and sponsored coach. She didn't start off that way, which is kind of a cool little like insight for new coaches that sometimes people leave the business, and what happens when they do, if they have a team, they go up to their sponsor. So I had a coach, I was her sponsor, and then when she left the business, Jessica, I kind of adopted Jessica, and I'm so grateful. Like, oh my gosh, I loved that coach so much, and I still love her so much. But in terms of like really just trusting and surrendering to God and the universe and all of that, like Jessica, it was supposed to be in my life in a really big way. She's so inspiring. She's been a coach for like 3-ish years, but she has started coaching for the past year. And girlfriend has been through some stuff, you guys, and she is still here. I know that she's going to elaborate a little bit about that and just kind of share with you like the cool new tips and tricks that she's literally implemented in her business. And like just the cool aspect of being here and choosing to be here every day, like all the time. And it's just so empowering. So, girlfriend, the mic is yours. Like, passing it over. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for doing this. You've been crushing this week so far. So I appreciate it.
yes. I'm so excited. So, you guys can hear me, right? And I'm not like glitchy. Okay, awesome. So I was kind of wondering exactly what I wanted to bring to you guys tonight. And there was just like something that just wouldn't leave my mind. And I like messaged Jillian and I was like, okay, this is what I want to talk about. And it has to do with momentum and keeping the momentum going in your business so that when life does happen, you're not stressing out and scrambling to get back to where you were in the beginning. Beachbody is such a beautiful thing, right? At the very least, when it can be like your oxygen mask and the tools that helps you get through all these hard times, like that's what it's all about, right? And the way that we get to do this without stressing out is by keeping momentum in your business. Momentum, you guys, it's so fun. And it pretty much just helps you build your business like on its own, really. So I saw the word analogy and you guys, right? Okay, so listen. So the way that I like to think of momentum in this business is like a merry-go-round, and you're on the playground, and it's like really, you're like digging your heels in, and you're like really trying to get this thing going, and then all of a sudden you're going a little faster, and you're going a little faster, and all of a sudden like all your friends are like, you can't catch anybody, and it's going so quickly, and it's the same thing with your business. If you give it constant attention, you're gonna keep that momentum going, and you really aren't gonna have to worry about a lot. So there are just a few things that I wanted to bring to your attention. And the coolest part is it all has to do with yourself and the way that you view things. So the first thing that I do to keep myself like on track. So it's so easy with social media to get distracted. Maybe you're plugging in and you go to do something and you see something that's not really, that's kind of icky, like maybe like a customer complaint or something that you're kind of like, oh, like that's sad. And then all of a sudden you take that into your business and you take that into your messages and you take that into who you talk to, and you find that it's missing something, and you're missing your vision. And I keep my vision so close, you guys. I have my vision board everywhere. It's in my bathroom. It's on my fridge. It's the background on my laptop and my phone. So that way I am like blinders on. I know what I want and I'm going to get it. So when I go and I do all these things, I have my purpose and I have exactly what I'm working towards. It's literally, I did like a small vision board video last time I was coach of the week. I'm a firm believer in vision. I know like there's so many people on this team call that feel the same way, but it's so important. So when I hop onto my laptop, you know, I play some music and I'm like, I'm feeling it and I'm looking at everything I want to achieve. Boom. Like I'm getting there and nothing's going to stand in my way. So that is number one. Keep your vision so close, literally everywhere. And that way, when you're seeing it, you know, you're checking in with it, you're checking in with yourself, and it's in your subconscious all the time. So the second thing is focus on who you can be. And that kind of plays into the comparison game, which we all play. And even when we don't mean to. So you get into like, you go to see somebody's page on social media, right? And we'll say it's that. And you're like, wow, they're what I am right now. But they're making this much and I'm not making this much. And all of a sudden you start comparing as to where you are right now. And what you really need to do is focus on who you can be and love your business through all of its stages. Hold on, I want to make sure I don't miss anything with you guys because I had like a few things. Okay, so anyway, so what was happening, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find what I was going to tell you. So some of the things that ended up happening to me a couple years ago is I would go through something and I would kind of like, I'd put my business on the back burner, which is okay, but I was always focusing on where I was and where everybody else was and not who I could be. And I really wasn't loving my business through all of its stages. And that was something that kind of held me back. And then I was always in that place where you're at when you're pushing the merry-go-round, and I kept having to start over and digging my heels into the ground and trying to get back to where I was, if that makes sense to you guys. So what can you do consistently on the daily to keep your business going? You know how everybody says, be here a year from now? What can you be here a year from now doing what you're doing today? So look at yourself. Can you be here a year from now doing what you're doing today? And that goes for your business, but also goes for your life too, which kind of goes into the third thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. This might be really quick. Focus on yourself. Always continue your personal growth outside of Beachbody, because nobody likes Beachbody robots, you guys. But someday you don't want to wake up and someday be like, oh, who am I? You don't want to wake up and be that guy who's like, why would anybody want to do this? You want to focus on your own personal growth. You know, maybe you want to be a, financial and wellness coach. Maybe you want to be a holistic health coach. Maybe you want to go hiking all of the time. Focus on who you are outside of Beachbody. And then that way, when you think to yourself, can I be here a year from now doing what I'm doing today, not only in my business, but in my life, you can say yes, because you've found that balance. It makes you want to do everything that you're doing daily to keep the momentum going so you can be here a year from now. And it just makes you a happy person, you guys. You want to be happy, right? When you are inspired and motivated, it not only helps yourself, but it also helps your team. It helps everybody around you. When you can show people in this business how to find that balance and how to enjoy who you truly are, and and how much you love the business, it's just, you want to show people that success, right? Nah, actually, hey, that's it. That's actually it.
Okay, so that was all so good. Let me ask you a couple questions because I
Yeah.
feel like we can dig deeper into your story a little bit to
Mhm.
help give some kind of clarity around, or kind of like some tangibles around what you said. So, what has it meant to you over the past year to focus on who you can be? Um, I know that a lot of you have read the book, the Brene, Mel Robbins book. Hannah, help me. The five, yeah, the 5 second rule. Thank you. So part of that book, she says, like, if you need motivation with doing what you do, like, part of it is like, give yourself grace. There's like 3 steps. Give yourself grace, like forgive yourself for not doing it, right? Like stop beating yourself up about it. But the second thing is picture yourself, picture your future self, like picture the from the perspective of your future self. What is that person proud of you for doing right now? Like right now. So I would, because that's what it reminds me of, Jess, when you're saying like, who can you be? Who could you be? It's kind of like you're standing in the shoes of your future self, looking back and saying, go girl, right? Like, is that kind of what you meant with that?
Yeah, focus on who, yeah, exactly. Focus on who you can be every single day because you can always, like, I want to look back at myself and be proud.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
In terms of, we hear all the time that people choose, or people find struggle within whatever it is they're doing, and we go through life, right? Like life happens, stuff happens, and we always talk about like, be here anyway. What Why? Like why? What good has it provided for you in all that you have gone through to know that Beachbody is here, is that oxygen mask for you? Like, why has it mattered so much to you and your story?
Why has it mattered so much that I stick with it?
That Beachbody's here, and that it can be, that you stick with it, that it can be that source of like encouragement for you. Like, what has it meant for you? How has it helped you get through stuff? Like, because we talk about that, like life happens, but stick with Beachbody. But like, why? Like, give us the whys with that.
Unreal. So I can tell you a few things. So when I was first starting and, I was struggling with all of this like self-hate, and I was struggling with alcohol and Beachbody so something always told me to stay with Beachbody, and it wasn't only the community, you guys, which is phenomenal. Like we all know that the Beachbody community is crazy awesome, but it's, the knowledge that it's given me, the food choices, food heals you from the inside out. So when I was really, you're tired and you're sluggish, and I was hating myself, and all I wanted to do was like drink all the time. And something was always pushing me to be better. And if I stayed if I stayed with Beachbody because I knew that it could help me be a better person, I knew that I would eventually get there. It doesn't really matter how long it takes you to get there, as long as it gets there, because it's your journey. It took me 2 years to get there. And it was always pushing me to be better. The workouts were helping me with my anxiety. Just knowing that I had something to focus on, and like something tangible that I could just hold on to, that I knew wouldn't leave, helped me get through everything. Even just recently. So we went through, you guys, the biggest money struggle ever just recently. It was crazy. And it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just we had a bunch of really weird things happen. And I looked at my bank account and I wanted to curl up into a ball and cry. And I was like, but I didn't, because I knew that if I kept doing this could get me to where I wanted to be. I knew that if I stuck with doing everything daily in my business and pushing my business every single day, that I would get out of this hole. And you guys, okay, Beachbody doesn't guarantee any sort of level of income, but I ended up making enough money to cover 2 of my bills this month which is helping me get out of that money struggle. So all of these things, it's just affirmations. You know what I mean? Like, it's all just pointing me in the right direction. Sticking with Beachbody has helped every single aspect of my life. Even my relationship, it builds confidence. It's just everything.
Oh my gosh. I love that so much. And thank you. That was a super vulnerable comment, and that was really powerful. And thank you for sharing that with us. And as you were sharing that, it was just very clear that you're so aligned with an abundance mindset, because here's the thing, like, we've all had those moments, right? Of like looking at our bank account and going, like, oh my God. And like, there are two options, literally two options. You can curl up in a ball and focus on the lack and focus on, I don't have enough. Or you can focus on I'm going to put out there what I'm ready and willing to receive by doing the things that I know are going to help support me and guide me to creating that. And the universe provides. Like, that is a really beautiful and really powerful example. Thank you. Mm-hmm. You guys, what questions do you have for Jess, or comments? Like, can we just say, like, what an incredible source of energy she is for all of us. Like, our team is really blessed to have Jessica here, like, rocking her thing.
Comments,
that's so sweet. Comments, questions. What do you guys
do? You guys to just remember that and just going back to the momentum thing, you're either harnessing it or you're working against it. Mm-hmm. So I just, every single day, when I look to see, can I be here a year from now doing what I'm doing today? I want to say, yeah, because I want to be harnessing that momentum. So when life does happen and maybe I do want to curl up into a ball and cry, I can do that, because this business will always be here, but I've created this safe place where I can just take a breather and just say, I'm still going to show up even if it's less than, and use this business as my oxygen mask, because I have done everything in my business consistently up to this point.
I love it. I love it so much. Okay. I'm going to add on some thoughts to it. Is that cool? And Jess, like, you guide me. Like, if you've got questions you want me to answer, like, throw them out there. But did everybody get a chance to see my videos in the team page from yesterday? There were two, because I thought that I was still recording and I wasn't. And that was obnoxious. But basically, I just wanted to share with you guys that it's okay. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, it's okay. And the thing that I love so much about what Jessica shared tonight, and kind of like just what I'm feeling and what I know to be true, is that this business is not only life-giving, but it's forgiving too. Like, we get into these heady places where we're like, oh my gosh, like, I fell off track with this, no matter what it is. I fell off track with my fitness, with my nutrition, with my inviting, with my personal development, whatever it is. We get into our own heads. We become our own worst enemies, right? Like, can I get an amen to that? Like, that's just true to anything. It's part of being human, and it's part of what we are literally learning how to grow out of and become stronger at. So the beautiful thing about this business is that we can literally drop the headiness, we can cut the baloney, and just start again. Right? Just get that realigned, re-engaged, reinvigorated feeling at any time. And you guys know, like, I've been on one hell of a spiritual and self upheaval this year. Like, I feel like there are times that I've kind of gone quiet in life, in like the team page or in my personal pages, because like I was spending a lot of time like figuring stuff out and allowing for myself to grow through those things. And, quite honestly, like, did my business goals take a hit from that? Yeah, they did. They did. Like, they really did. My business goals took a hit because I wanted to grow as a better human. And what gave me the catalyst to even think about growing as a better human? Beachbody coaching, you guys. Like, seriously, this was my start. It is my start. It is my continuation. It is my future. I freaking love what we do so much because it allowed for me to tap into a place that made me care to want to become better. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I literally care to become a better human because of coaching. And I want you guys to hear that from me in terms of the fact that, like, yeah, my business goals took a hit this year. And there are times where honestly, like, you got to focus on your business goals. You got to focus on the growth. You got to focus on the thing. But there are also times in your life and in your business that you have to focus on other stuff because, like what Jess said, like, this is about all of it. This is about fulfillment in every aspect. And this is about really owning where you are, who you are, what you're feeling. Some of you are like, girl, like, I'm rocking my business. I'm rocking my goals right now. Like, I don't super align with what you're saying about like doing the self digging. Some of you are like, I got you. Like, I'm there, you know? And so it's cool because I remember, you know, my coach went through a really, really hard time for a while. And she, you know, she would say things like, you guys, it's okay to like downplay your goals or do whatever. And I'm like, that doesn't work for me right now. I don't need to hear stuff like that right now. Like, literally, that doesn't even feel good to hear. But I also am going to file it away for the times in my life that it does feel good to just know that I have the opportunity to give myself grace, because at any time, this business, what do? We drink a shake, we do a workout, we share a journey, and we invite people to join us. At any time, this is like your permission slip. So Brene Brown talks about this in her new book that I haven't read, but Brigitte was talking about on our trip. You can write yourself a permission slip at any time. We always feel like we need somebody to give us permission. And Elizabeth Gilbert talks about this in Big Magic too. And y'all know that that's my jam. She's like, you don't need a permission slip to do anything. But if you want one, there you go. I just gave it to you. So like, I'm saying to you guys, you have permission to turn off things that aren't aligning with you. You have permission not to take in the words or the actions or whatever of what other people are going through if it doesn't align with you. You also have permission to use them as fuel if it totally aligns with you. And you also have permission, if you have slid a little in terms of business growth, in terms of doing the things, you have permission to start again whenever you want. And you have permission to feel the feels of it feeling scary. And you have permission to feel the feels of it feeling like, I really don't know. Like, I don't even know where to start. It's all okay because you've got the tools. You know what to do. You've got the community, and you've got the truth of who you are. And if you are growing through what you're going through all the time, then you will always have valuable content to put out there because it's literally coming from your soul. Hi, buddy.
Yes.
What are you guys? So is that helpful coming from me? Like, I know it's sometimes, like, honestly, I know what it's like. You can look at certain people in the business and think, oh, well, she's an elite coach. She's got this big team. Like, our team is so awesome. Like, she must not know what this feels like. And I'm here to tell you, I do. And I know what it feels like to feel scared about re-engaging. I know what it feels like to really have to look at what's going on and come to terms with honesty of what it is you align with, what you feel, what you need, and where you want to grow, how hard you want to push, all of that. I get it. So just like we need to be forgiving of ourselves and understanding of ourselves, just know that this business is always forgiving and it's always understanding of you, no matter where you are. But be here. Like, don't shy away from it. Do what you have to do to always be at that place of like, all right, I've got Beachbody and Beachbody's got me. Does that feel good? Hannah said, oh my gosh, I'm totally loving that you're putting it away and bringing it into your life when you need it. Yeah. It's just, I love this business so, so much. And I think it's just important to be super mindful of where you are, not using it as an excuse not to grow, but always knowing that if something does come up, this isn't going anywhere. And also honoring that if you've got big flipping goals and now is your time to work for those big flipping goals, that you don't downplay yourself, that you don't dim your own light because it seems like other people are dimming theirs, right? Like that's not true to who you are either. So I think that the important takeaway here is for you guys to know that no matter what happens, we're here for you. This business is here for you. The opportunity is there for you. You can create whatever the heck it is you want to, and make sure you do it in a way that feels in alignment to who you are. If you need to take those check moments, take them. And then get back in the game in a way that is better suited for the you at that point in time. Because here's the thing, you guys. When I came to this business, I was pretty flipping broken. Like pretty broken in a lot of respects. And I healed myself a lot of different ways. And at the beginning of this year, it was kind of like I was starting anew with like a new level of healing myself. And so I treated this business as, again, I love the oxygen mask analogy. It's so good. I treated this business as like, okay, I need to be able to work on me, but I know that this business brings me joy and it gets to, I supported myself in freaking giving myself a self overhaul with Beachbody, right? Like that's how I support. It's not, you guys, if I were in any other situation, I would not have been able to go into depth with all that I've done this year without Beachbody. It brought me to it and it got me through it. And it's really important that you guys all hear that and that you know that, like, seriously, I don't know if I'm going to hit Success Club 10 this month. I am trying like freaking crazy. And if you saw my video last night, you know that like, oh, it's irking my soul. But if I'm going to give myself grace in figuring out like, okay, who I really am inside, then I know that I have to surrender and I have to trust all of the time. Not just in those moments that I'm like, okay, Jillian wants to get all woo-woo and like go journaling crazy and all that stuff. Like I need to do it all the time, even when I'm feeling like, okay, I'm back in the saddle, right? And that's just life lessons. And it's trusting and it's surrendering and it's also putting in the work. Like, my God, the number of invites that I have going out right now and the number of new conversations that I'm starting up to like help me for the future. It just feels good. Feels good. And I want you guys to know that no matter what, we want to feel good because it feels good. And there's nothing wrong with that. So do the things that support you in feeling good all the way through who you are as an entire human being. And let Beachbody be like the breath of fresh air into your life. Even when you're feeling like the world is collapsing in around you, even if you're doing a super self-discovery time period, even if you're going through a financial hard time, even if you gained back all the weight that you lost on whatever it is, tap into the joy, tap into the forgiveness, tap into the understanding that this is here for you. It is here to help you grow into a better person. And when you learn to love yourself through the process, you will learn to love the business more. Yes? Makes sense?
Yes.
Is it helpful to hear you, like for you guys to hear like when girlfriend's got her struggles going on? Because like I don't want to like come to you and be like, blah. But like I also want you to know that we're all real people here, you guys. Like, seriously.
Can I put some input in, Jillian?
Please do.
So I'm only like 3 days in, but I started Chalene Johnson's push journal thing because it's been on my list literally forever. And I've had it on my shelf for a while. So I was like, I think it's the time to start it. So I started it. And just the first day is all about like writing down your vision. And I feel like being in the business for a few years now, I fall into the trap of like, yeah, I know, like, yeah, your vision's important and blah, blah, blah. Like you fall into that trap of like our why. And I feel like everyone on this call, like we've all been doing this long enough to know like those are things we should have or should do. And like we know that.
Yeah.
But I think doing this journal gave me a different perspective on it. And I think it relates to what you're talking about because it talked about, instead of just talking about necessarily like the vision the why that I feel like we talk about oftentimes in Beachbody, it's like, looking at it like, what's your priority? And if it's your family or your overall health, like whatever that is for you, you need to ask yourself what behaviors are going to best serve that. And even if your goal is to get home with your kids, like yours was, Jillian, or it's to like whatever it is in your vision, what might be the best thing to serve your priority might be to take a step back or to focus on yourself. You know what I mean? It's not always like, oh, I'm going to stay up an extra 3 hours to get in this work, but really I'm just going to be stressing about it the whole time. So, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it takes some self-reflection to have to look at our vision and say it doesn't always mean I'm in push mode. Sometimes the best thing for my priority is to actually take a step back or to reflect or to change up what I'm doing and do something differently. So I started thinking about it in a different way, if that makes any sense.
It makes a ton of sense. And especially for veteran coaches who like, they've got their why, like they know it, but like, has it changed? Like Jessica says, like, keep your vision right there, but like, be mindful of your vision. Go the next step. Is that still seriously what you want? Because like, to your point, actually, thank you, because you just gave me a huge revelation. Like, I could not have continued on in the facet that I was at the end of last year, because me as a person, I was changing and I was growing, and all of like the why and the vision really wasn't super applicable anymore, because who I am like within me was transforming. So with that, my vision had to transform, and I needed to give myself time and grace to figure that all out.
But I also just, and not to just like only fixate on you, Jillian, I just think you're a good example, because at the same time, your why and your vision to an extent has always been about your kids. You know what I mean? Like, that really hasn't changed. So it looked different in different seasons of your life, but like deep down in the core, your why, parts of it, most of it are kind of stay the same. You know what I mean? But you're just honoring it in different ways, which I just think is really cool.
It is really cool. And also really confusing if you're not willing to do the self-reflection part, right? Like, it gets really confusing, or it almost gets complacent when it's like, yeah, I think I got that. And I know that it's all around that, but like, unless you take the time to get super specific with like, oh wait, like actually, I kind of have been talking about myself this year as the, you know, like the turn of a lock on a safe. Like, I'm like, I feel like I'm almost there. Like, I'm clicking closer, but like, I can't quite recalibrate yet. And so I feel like allowing for yourself to like seriously calibrate with who you are takes time, and it takes reflection, because even if it's in the same general category, it still doesn't feel right unless you pinpoint it. It's good, girlfriend. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. That's super, super good. Jess, do you have anything to like throw on top of all that? Was this helpful to your overall message?
Yes, it was. I love what Rachel brought up. What was that? The Shailene?
It's the push journal. Hang on, I'll get it. It's pretty old, actually. Not old, but
it was her first
a while ago.
Like, I make different vision boards for different areas of my life that I want to achieve, and I have them everywhere, but the behaviors and how you get to I never thought of it like that. I love that. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I'm literally on day 3, so it's not like I've done all this work, but the first day she just like write down your vision, and the way she was worded, it just made me think about it in a different way. And I was like, oh, I've been doing visions and my why for literally years now. Yeah. And I just thought, sometimes you're kind of like, you need to be knocked down a few pegs. You're like, okay, I don't know everything. You know what I mean?
Totally. That's how I've felt this entire year. But instead of you don't know everything, you don't know anything. Like, that's how I've felt this year. So if any of you have ever felt like that, know that you are among friends here. Oh, you guys, I'm just so grateful that we get to have these vulnerable conversations. And again, we get to do this. We care enough to do this. We care enough to do the hard work. So many people want to skate through life. So many people don't want to feel all the feels. They don't want to they're okay with not getting too high, because that means that they don't have to get too low. And being right here is good enough. And that's just not our jam. And I appreciate this community. I appreciate this team because of that.
I was going to say that, Jill, for actually with what all of you guys have said, I think that this will kind of wrap it up. We literally have nothing to lose here with what we've invested as far as money goes. Okay, let's just put it there, $160. We are here. We're on this team and we're all like learning and growing, and we literally have nothing to lose. So no matter where we're at in our businesses, no matter how much money we're making, or, you know, if we're really like feeling really good and like adding to our teams and like in doing that, or if we're taking a step back, like Jillian is, like we still have our team, right? We still have all of the tools and we're still learning more as we go along. So we've got nothing to lose. And that's what I think is the most amazing thing. Like sometimes when like, so like for me, cause I just had Henry, and you know, I was kind of in a funny space too with my business because like I didn't really feel like I could focus that much because I have a brand new baby, right? And I'm just like, it never crossed my mind that like I didn't want to keep coaching because again, I've got nothing to lose. All I am doing is gaining from being a part of this team, no matter what kind of money that I'm making or how I'm advancing my business.
Yeah.
Like we get to do this on Wednesday nights and just like support each other. So whether I was making money or not, I would still do this. Like we would all still do this. We'd all still be here. Right. Because that's what this is about. Like, it's just about us supporting each other and loving each other and trying to get other people to join in on the fun, because why not? You know, like we've got nothing to lose. Right.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's so true. I know people have actually asked me like, oh, like you're getting into life coaching and like, that's so cool. Like, are you going to leave Beachbody? I'm like, no, what? Like I kind of like throw up in my mouth a little bit when I hear, I'm like, no, like, it's just a confusing question to me. I'm like, why? Why would I do that? I don't know. So I totally get it. And thank you. Because I think it is the perfect way to wrap that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Donna says you look beautiful, and I think you do too.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. It's all the sleepless nights.
It's all the bags under the eyes.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm looking at your face and I'm like, you don't have any dark circles. Like
No, I really haven't been having that many sleepless nights. I've got a pretty good baby.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
I mean, he's got a good mom, so.
Well, I mean, that's true. Oh, you guys, I love you so much. And thank you for always giving everybody grace, myself included. And like I said in the group, like I'm going, like I'm ready. Like I'm ready to get back and re-engage into just like everything. And it's exciting to me. And I want to start putting together small chat groups that I think will be super helpful. So shoot me a message if you want in on that. I honestly, my 2 videos get so screwed up that if you commented below, I probably didn't even see it. Silly phone, silly wireless. But anyways, let me know because I would love to get those going. And I would just love to, I want to create more of a welcoming atmosphere for new coaches. I want to get us recalibrated and re-supported with what we have so that we've like created this space to bring new people in. Like, I just think we're ready. I think we're ready for that because I think that our alignment is more true to who we are. And it feels good. So love you guys so much. Jess, thank you for all of your content tonight. Thank you for being amazing so much. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing night. Love you. Bye.
Bye.